Hi there, my name is John Walsh with the Logic Group, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to use the Logic Trace Apparel program to digitize patterns and save them as a DXF or PDF file. The first thing that we do is we place the pattern on the digitizing board, and then we start the Logic Trace software. We come in and we click Digitize New, and then on the left menu we're going to click Digitize. The first thing that we're going to do is where I digitize the boundary cut line. So I come in here, it's tracing it, boundary cut line, I click Next. And we have two different ways of tracing a pattern. One of them is where you just freehand draw the outline, that's called pattern using tracing. Or the second method we have is pattern using points, where we tell those points to be connected with lines or curves. I have a shirt here, I'm going to digitize the front of the shirt using the tracing method, and then the back of the shirt using the pattern using points. So I come here, click pattern using tracing, I click the start button, I take the cursor or the pen stylus, either one, doesn't matter, and I just start on the pattern, I hold any of the buttons down, and then I just trace the outline using the cursor of the pen. So I just go right along the pattern. As I'm tracing it, it will show it on the screen. When I have a straight line, I can just lift up and go to the edge of the line and then start pushing again with the pen. So I'm going to go across the bottom here of the shirt. I'm going to move over here, make it easier to digitize. I have the line, so I just go to the end of the line, start pushing the button down. I go along the curve on the left-hand side. Now at the top I've got two lines, so I'm just going to lift the cursor up, go to the end of the first line, click a point at the other line. Now I have a curve again, so I just hold the button down and trace right along that curve. And then I've got a line again, I click that point there and I click that point there, and I have finished, and there's my pattern. When I'm all done, I click the Done button, and it connects it automatically for me. Okay, now I'm going to digitize the back of the shirt using the other method. I click the digitize point on the left. I'm going to do tracing again with the boundary cut line. I click Next, and this time I'm going to use pattern using points, and then I click Start. Now when I do the points, I can do lines, arcs, freehand drawing, or I can actually do a curve. So I'm going to come in here and start with some points. So I'm going to digitize this point here, that point there, connect it all with lines. I now have a curve here, so I go into our software and I click where it says curve. And then to do a curve, I just digitize points along that curve, and the software is going to automatically put a curve through all those points. So all I have to do is digitize points along the curve. Now I have a line at the top. I go back to the software and I switch it to a line. And I just digitize a point at each end of the lines. I now have a curve again. I come back to the software and click curve. And I digitize a few points along that curve. And then I come back to line, digitize the points of those lines. And the last thing I have is I've got one more curve part, and I just digitize points along that curve. Doesn't matter how many points you do, about every inch. Just digitize a point, or if it's not changing, every 5 or 6 inches. And then when I'm all done, I just click Done, and it automatically connects it. So either way, very fast, very easy, very accurate. Okay, now I'm going to do my grain lines. I come in and click Digitize on the left. This time I'm going to do lines. I can do grain lines, mirror lines, stripe lines, or plaid lines. I'm going to do a grain line. I just click Start, and then I just digitize the 2 points of that grain line. So I digitize that point there and that point there, and it puts the grain line in. And then I'm going to do the grain line on the other back of the shirt. Just click Start. digitize that point there, and that point there. It puts the other gray line in. Now I'm going to add the notches. So I click digitize on the left, points on the top. I can do notches or drill holes. I'm going to do notches. I click start, and I have different types of notches. And then I click start, and then I just take the cursor and I digitize where all those notches are going to go on that outline. So I just digitize all the notches. And then I click done, and it adds all the notches in. I do the same thing for the back of the shirt. Then when I'm all done digitizing all the pieces, I come in here to create file, and it will default to a DXF-ASTM file. I just give it a name, John's shirt, and then click save, and it will save it. That's how easy it is to use the digitizing. If you have any questions, please give me a call. Thank you.